Okay, just having a look at a, turn that volume down a tad. The NRD515 with the NDH518. And my many thanks to Rod, VK3 Tango Golf. Rod was up here with Dan today, VK3 VRX, although I think I've got to use his new call, VK3 AMJ these days. I always get confused. I'm used to the VRX. But good to see Daniel and good to see Rod up here today. We had a few hours together going through bits and pieces of radio stuff and a lot of fun. And Rod was kind enough to let me steal his NRD 515, which this is a bit of a classic one in the fact that it's in the Vicom case that and this is back in the days when they were rack mounted and they were used by Spectrum Management, Department of Communications, etc. And Rod absolutely loves his older gear. I'll go into that a little bit later on as we sort of preview a few other bits and pieces, right back to 1973 with receipts bought from Hong Kong. So that's another story. Okay, this is the NRD 515. As Rod said, put a globe in the meter and pretty much, you'll be a lot happier. And he's right. That's about all that you're going to need to do. So we'll pull it out of the rack mount case and we'll basically get that all sorted out. Just a quick globe in there, and we don't tend to put LED globes in the older stuff. We tend to still use the incandescent even globes, and this is just a nicer way to keep it in keeping. Now the memory sits. I've just put one or two memories in there. Right, so we go to preset. So we have so preset and manual is basically to turn on and off for the memory to in use. Memory to actually set your memory, but you do that with that out. So pretty much, I've just put in channel 2. I've got 7093, 7097 in channel 1, 7150 for some reason in channel 24. And as you can see, empty. So you just get 000 on an empty one as such. Now to come off memory, basically bang, and we're back to 7144 listening to the Parks stations. And VK6 Mike Bravo Portable 5's been on there. And he doesn't mind me putting him on video, which is great. We get him a bit of attention. Anyway, what do I think? And look, I'm somebody who hasn't had a lot to do with JRC. People think that because you've got a few radios that you know every one of them, and truthfully, I've had one or two JRCs. We recently had a JST 135, and I completely thought that thing had a beautiful receiver on it. A little bit early at the moment for me to comment too much on this. I've just really hooked this up. I've just put it onto a little SP102 speaker, and I've got to set up some of the tone, etc. I've got the tone set sort of probably the passband could come over a bit, and just seeing. Actually, I was sort of thinking Candos, but Candos now with the daylight saving could be 430 for Candos. Because I thought some of the boys might be coming up there. But really nice, fluent VFO on it. Obviously, band change, megahertz, etc. through this one here. And 29, so 0 to 30 megs. And off we go. The other thing too is that it's really nice. All the digits have survived really well over the years, which is great. We haven't got a segment out or anything like that, which, it's just one of those things these days. Sometimes you'll have that issue, and then you go chasing bits to do that. They do have a quick up-down scan, so if you want to just get from one end of the band fast, which, when you think about it, around that time, that was a big feature. That's a huge feature, because we all sort of went like this from one end of the band to the other, where this one sort of said, right, okay, well, now we're there. They should have done this on a lot of other radios. I think it would have been a great feature. This is a very brief look at this radio. There's so much that it does that it's worth going into maybe a few other bands, etc. So just hang in there with me, and we'll get something happening with showing you a bit more with it very soon. But I just wanted to sort of show you. Oh, there you go. If you like listening to FT8. I think that's about as much as I'll probably give you on that. Yeah, look, the band on 40 is a little bit quiet at the moment. Actually, I've got to say it's not anywhere near as much happening on there as I would have expected. But in the next half hour or so, that'll change with the Candos group coming up. But am I impressed by this old beast? Yeah, I am. So much so tonight we'll get in and we'll do that and put a meter globe, and we'll do our usual. Look, not that it needs it. To be honest, the controls on it are pretty good. They're really not too bad at all. No great crackles on the audio. But we'll give them a clean and just for the heck of it, and just see what we can come up with. But I just thought it'd just be a nice preliminary look. I'm not sure. I like the case, but I'm not sure we'll have the space to leave it in the case. So, you may end up seeing this on one of our new benches we're just having built at the moment as a standalone sort of. And I think it's going to fit nicely on the new stuff my kitchen guy's building up right now for the Radio Workshop 2, we're calling it, which is just the room next to this one. Just sounds good. All right, someone's tuning up there on 7144, quite strong. That's actually for 5 and 9 plus a little bit, a couple of dB there. So very nice. Look, there's a load of features to show you on this old radio, which is kind of weird because normally on older radios there's not a lot, but the filtering on this, just a little bit I've been playing, is really worth having a play with. I might just take you off that tone, go back to my there we go. Yeah, I did. I buggered up one of my own memories then, just by by not thinking when I hit memory. So right, once again, come out of memory to hit that back to 7093, hit memory, bingo, and then we've got memory in there, and then 709. Yeah, that's better. Actually, I had this one on 7144 before, so I've done the same thing there. So once again, if I just want to put into memory on channel 24, actually I'll go past that, just go back to here. There we go. So hit memory, go into preset, bang, and we're working away there. So for example, there was someone down on 7140. There's a bit of noise there at the moment, to be honest. Not really a person, but anyway, that's all right. Okay, well, that gives you an idea. Oh, there's a net coming up on 7115. He was strong too. So that's kind of neat that we've just might just have a quick listen to a strong signal here, and then we'll call it quits until we get the light done, and we'll give it a bit of a clean up. There's a couple of little touch-ups we'll do, but minor, really minor. It's really done well for the years of, when you sort of consider its age, and the memory unit. Good luck trying to find one of those. I'd honestly mean that. The NDH518 memory units, I mean, let's face it, on all the new radios, it's just a knob here for memory, but that wasn't around back in these days, and this really was sort of something of great interest to people, I'm sure. I didn't even know it existed until Rod told me about it, VK3 TG, and I must find out exactly what year Rod bought this. I've got receipts from Rod from equipment back as far as about 1973, with a set that actually I'll show you very quickly while we're saying goodbye to the NRD. There's quite a bit here that's all 1970s, but just as an example, this is the FT2 Auto, all with Australian repeaters in it, which is great, sort of really handy. FT2 Auto documentation, and I'm just going to see if I can just pull something out that's of particular interest. I've got to be careful with Rod's details here. I just want to be a bit cautious. Sorry. He won't mind his name because that's on, but if I could just get a bit here, and the company in Hong Kong, and Rod said to me, he said, how much do you reckon you paid back in 1973 for a 2 meter set? And I said, about $400. And without showing too many details here, here's the receipt from Hong Kong for the FT2 Auto, US $389. I think I got a little bit lucky with the guesstimate there, but all the original paperwork and everything for that radio is there. So look, we're going to take great pleasure in showing you some of the older stuff that's sitting here. That's the original FT Auto box, you know, and yeah. Look, you'll see as you're walking around the room. Well, I'm walking around the room. You'll see there's a few nice bits and pieces that we'll be reviewing. See, these are just, you know, like this IC505. I mean, they were such a great model. They really were. The Swan 240. Well, I've already got a Swan 400 line up, so we'll put that next to it, and that really will come up really well. All right, okay. So as you can see, we've turned this room into a complete mess once again. So that won't take long. We've just got to get through these boxes here. We do have some double ups, and I'm just working out which ones we're keeping of. Oh goodness, hang on. Oh geez, heavy boxes. Rod carried those. He did well. Of the 225 RDs and 225s and the 625s and things. Oh, sorry. I sort of said to Rod, bring those ones up because we'll work out which ones we're keeping. And because, yeah, we've got some more of those here of my own. And we'll just work out which ones we're keeping and then basically sell the rest off. So be looking out for those too. Oh, look, there's just amplifiers everywhere in there. All right, well, that gives you an idea of what we've done today. But this just shows you what a bloody mess we turned this room into, but that's all right. What we'll do is get that cleaned up tonight. And the kitchen guy, basically there's 3 layers. There's desk, then there's the next layer, then there's the next layer up of shelving, goes right around this whole U-shape. My kitchen guy is building that right now. He's done strengthening bits for the desks, and he's got it's 16 or 20 mil board that he's had to use to be able to take 901s and 101s and bits and pieces. So anyway, all right, well, I'll leave you with that, and I'll leave you with a shot of this. Just love that, just absolutely love that. You kind of got to really like what they used to do back in 1973. Crazy stuff. 73s and VK3 Charlie Mike.